If you freeze when they ask, "Why should we hire you?" the problem is not confidence. The problem is that you are trying to prove you deserve the job, instead of showing why hiring you lowers their risk. This question feels uncomfortable because it sounds like they are asking you to brag. But in most interviews, they are really asking something more practical. They want to know if you understand the job, if you can connect your experience to it, and if you can start helping without months of confusion. By the time this question appears, the interviewer may already think you are qualified. Your resume got you into the room. Now they are comparing you with other qualified people. So a good answer does not repeat your whole resume. It helps them choose you for this specific role. Most candidates answer with traits. They say they are hardworking, passionate, a fast learner, and a team player. None of those are terrible. The problem is that they are easy to say and hard to verify. A hiring manager cannot make a confident decision from adjectives alone. The second common mistake is sounding needy. This happens when the answer focuses on what the job would do for you. You may need the opportunity, the salary, the title, or the chance to grow, but the employer is listening for what you can do for them. The third mistake is sounding overconfident. Some candidates say, "Because I am the best person for the job," but they never explain best at what. Without evidence, confidence can sound like a sales pitch. Strong answers are specific enough that the interviewer can picture you doing the work. A hiring manager is usually listening for 3 signals. Do you understand the pain behind the opening? Have you solved a similar problem before? Can you describe a useful first step if you were hired? If your answer gives those 3 signals, it feels mature instead of rehearsed. The best answer has 3 parts. First, name the job pain. Second, give matching proof from your background. Third, explain your first 30-day contribution. This turns the question from a popularity contest into a business case for hiring you. Job pain means the reason the role exists. A company does not hire a project manager because it likes project managers. It hires one because deadlines are slipping, teams are misaligned, customers are waiting, or leadership cannot see what is happening. Your answer should show that you understand the pressure behind the job posting. You can find the job pain by reading the posting like a detective. Look for repeated responsibilities, urgent language, tools they mention more than once, and outcomes they care about. If they keep mentioning reporting, stakeholders, and deadlines, the pain is probably visibility and coordination. A weak candidate repeats duties. A stronger candidate translates duties into problems. Instead of saying, "This role requires customer support experience," say, "It sounds like the team needs someone who can handle customer issues quickly while protecting quality and trust." That is a much sharper opening. If you want practical job search scripts like this, subscribe while you are here. The goal of this channel is simple. Help qualified people stop sounding generic, start showing proof, and make it easier for employers to see why they should move you forward. Once you name the pain, do not jump into more claims. Give proof. Proof can be a result, a project, a responsibility, a pattern from past work, or a specific situation you handled. The key is to make the interviewer think, "This person has already been near our problem." Your proof should be narrow. You do not need your full career story. Pick 1 or 2 details that match the role. If the job needs process improvement, talk about a process you improved. If the job needs stakeholder communication, talk about a time you kept different groups aligned. Concrete proof sounds like this. In my last role, I managed weekly status updates across product, sales, and support, so blockers were visible before launch. That is stronger than saying, "I have great communication skills." One describes behavior. The other asks the interviewer to trust you. Numbers can help, but only if they are true and relevant. Do not invent a percentage because it sounds impressive. If you have a real number, use it. If you do not, use scale. You can mention the number of clients, reports, tickets, team members, projects, or deadlines you handled. The third part is your first 30-day contribution. This does not mean pretending you will transform the company in a month. It means showing practical judgment. You are saying, "If hired, I know how to enter the role, learn the system, and create value quickly." The first 30 days are powerful because they make your answer feel real. Instead of only saying you are a fit, you describe what fit would look like on the job. You might learn the workflow, identify recurring bottlenecks, clean up a report, or support one priority project. Be careful not to promise a miracle. A bad 30-day statement sounds like, "I will come in and fix everything." A better version sounds like, "I would first learn how the team measures success, then look for one recurring issue where I can reduce friction quickly." Put together, the answer sounds like this. "I understand the problem you are hiring for. I have handled a similar problem before. In my first 30 days, I would focus on a specific early contribution." That structure is simple, but it changes the entire tone of your answer. Let us make this concrete with a customer success role. Imagine the company needs someone to manage business accounts, reduce repeated customer issues, and work with product and support teams. The candidate has account management experience, but their first answer sounds like most interviews. The weak answer says, "You should hire me because I am hardworking, reliable, and passionate about helping customers. I have always been good with people, and I think this would be a great opportunity for me to grow. I am a fast learner, and I know I would do a good job." That answer is not awful. It is just too easy to forget. It gives traits, not evidence. It focuses partly on the candidate's opportunity, not the company's need. And it does not show that the candidate understands what customer success actually has to protect, which is retention, trust, and useful feedback. A stronger answer says, "From what we discussed, it sounds like this role needs someone who can keep business customers supported while also spotting patterns before they become bigger issues. In my last role, I managed a group of client accounts and worked with support to track repeat questions after onboarding." I think that matches this role because I am comfortable with both the relationship side and the follow-through side. In my first 30 days, I would learn your customer journey, review common escalation themes, and look for one area where clearer communication could reduce repeated questions. Notice what changed. The stronger answer did not use fancy language. It named the job pain, gave matching proof, and offered a realistic first contribution. The candidate did not beg for the role. They made the hiring manager feel safer choosing them. This works even if you are changing careers. You just have to translate your proof. Suppose you are moving from teaching into training coordination. Do not say, "I have no direct experience, but I am excited to learn." Start with the pain the employer has. Then connect your transferable proof. You could say, "It sounds like this role needs someone who can organize learning materials, keep participants engaged, and make sure sessions run smoothly. In teaching, I built lesson plans, adapted explanations for different learners, and managed deadlines every week. In my first month, I would learn your training process and help make one session easier to deliver." If you are early in your career, your proof can come from internships, class projects, volunteer work, part-time jobs, or campus leadership. The standard is not whether you have done the exact job before. The standard is whether you can show evidence of the behaviors the job requires. For an entry-level analyst role, you might say, "It sounds like you need someone who can turn messy information into clear updates for the team." In my capstone project, I cleaned survey data, built a simple dashboard, and presented findings to a group that did not have a technical background. Then add the first 30 days. I would focus on learning your data sources, understanding which metrics the team uses most, and making sure my first reports are accurate, readable, and easy for others to act on. That answer sounds junior, but still useful and responsible. Sometimes the posting asks for something you do not have. Do not ignore it, but do not let it dominate your answer. You can say, "I have not used that exact tool yet, but I have learned similar systems quickly." Then immediately give proof of how you learned and applied a tool before. For example, I have not used your CRM, but I have worked in 2 customer systems where accuracy and follow-up mattered every day. In my first 30 days, I would learn your fields, your handoff rules, and your reporting expectations so the team can trust my updates. A good answer should not become a speech. Aim for about 45 to 90 seconds in a real interview, long enough to show substance, short enough to invite conversation. If the interviewer wants more, they can ask a follow-up. And now, the follow-up is about your strongest evidence. Before your next interview, write one answer using this formula. Based on what I understand, this role needs someone who can solve this problem. My background matches that because I have done this related work. In my first 30 days, I would focus on this practical contribution. Now make it specific. Replace this problem with the real pain from the job posting. Replace related work with one honest proof point. Replace practical contribution with one realistic action. If you can fill in those blanks clearly, your answer will already be stronger than most generic interview responses. Do not memorize it word for word. Memorized answers often sound stiff. Practice the structure instead. Say the job pain, say the proof, say the first 30-day contribution. If you can explain those 3 ideas naturally, your answer will sound prepared without sounding scripted. The best answer to "Why should we hire you?" is not the loudest answer. It is the clearest. Show that you understand their problem. Show that your past work connects to it. And show how you would begin contributing. That is how you turn an awkward question into a confident closing argument. If you want help shaping your own answer, leave the role you are interviewing for in the comments and include one responsibility from the job posting. You can also suggest the next interview question you want broken down, and I may use it for a future video.